Yo, it is the 2nd of December 2025. This is episode 8 of my Southward Progress Report, where I cover all of the changes that I made during the month of November. So, you can now chop off people's limbs and it actually affects them. Alright, so how do limbs work? So, if I select Tim Othie as the attacker and Dragman Swordsman as the target, you'll see this is the weapon that Tim is currently using, and in this list we have all of the target's limbs as well as their defensive options as well. So this Dragman Swordsman can guard with sword, deflect with sword, and guard with wing. So if I select guard with sword, we can see down here we have the dice roll multiplier section. So you would roll a dice, put in the values, they would get multiplied by these numbers, and whichever number is higher is whoever sort of wins. It's like beating a DC in D&D. So, the Dragman Swordsman has a guard multiplier of 1.3 times when guarding with sword. Now, he's holding his sword in his right hand. So if we actually attack, or his right wing, I suppose, if we attack the right wing with this crescent lance, here we go. Dragman Swordsman had their right wing crippled. So if I view the Dragman Swordsman's stats, we can see that his right wing has 0 out of 60 health and is displayed in red here to show that it's been crippled. So now if we get the Dragman Swordsman to quote-unquote attack himself with his sword, and we try to guard, we'll see both of these multipliers are now set to 0. And the reason they're 0 is because basically he's missing the hand that he was holding the sword with. So yeah, he can't use his sword to attack, he can't use it to guard, and he also has this deflect with sword option, which also displays as a 0 multiplier, because he cannot use his sword. So that's how enemies are affected by having their limbs cut off, or crippled. There's two things you can do with a limb. You can cripple it, and you can dismember it, and I'll show both of those. So this Dragman Swordsman had his right wing crippled. So after doing that attack with the long sword, which is a slicing weapon against the Dragman Swordsman, here Dragman Swordsman had their right wing dismembered. So Tim just cut off that crippled wing. Now the Dragman is bleeding, and if we view his stats, we see right wing is now the color black, and he has the bleeding status effect down here. So yeah, same thing applies where the um, where the sword and guard with sword have 0 times multipliers, because that limb is missing. Dismembering means that he gets bleeding, and that if he were to receive healing, he wouldn't be able to heal his wing back because it's gone. Alright, so now I'm going to demonstrate the effects of sort of crippling and dismembering limbs to the player. So if I show you this player's stats, the main ones we're going to be looking at are his maximum carry weight, which is 23 kilograms, and his movement speed, which is 3 meters per second. So if we get Tim to attack his own left foot, so Tim crippled his left foot, and if we view what that does, we'll see that his maximum carry weight has been reduced. Because his left foot is crippled, he can carry less weight. So now he's actually carrying more weight than he can carry, and he is overweight, which means that he should have his movement reduced. Okay, that obviously isn't working. Cool. Need to dive into the code and fix that. Yay. But yeah, what that it should do is that it should reduce his movement speed. Obviously, that's not the case. So I need to fix that. Anyway, something else he can do is heal back up, which that actually will adjust his movement speed, I believe. He healed his foot. Yeah. So his foot is back to normal because he healed it. Pretty cool. Yeah, when you heal, your crippled limbs will receive healing and they'll go back to full health. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So the next thing I want to demonstrate is dismemberment, and the way we're going to do that is by getting him to cut off his left leg. So I have made it so that when you cut off, hopefully this doesn't one hit. It did do it in one hit. Okay, there's a lot that happened. So Tim used longsword on Tim. Tim collapsed due to crippled left foot. Tim had their left foot dismembered. Tim had their left leg dismembered. And Tim is bleeding. That's a lot. So when you cut off your leg, your foot, which is attached to the leg, will get cut off as well. So if I show you that, yeah, left leg and left foot are both dismembered. Something else I need to fix is that obviously the health of the left foot isn't getting reduced to 0. So that's something I'll need to fix. And as you can see, the carry weight has not been reduced, even though the left foot. Okay, that's. Turns out there's a lot more that I need to fix. Oh well. I'll also talk about more things that I need to add and fix later as well. But anyway, his movement speed is severely reduced. It's gone from 3 down to 0.38. As you can see, I don't know if you can see actually this tiny green circle. That's how far he can move. So if I make him stand up, he should be able to stand up. Let's see. Yep, Tim stood up. So because he has one leg, he can actually stand on that leg. Amazingly. Ah yes, the last thing I want to show you is decapitation. Decapitation is pretty simple. You just aim for the head with a weapon that deals slicing damage, and bam. Dead in one hit. Pretty sick. Alright, now that I've finished showing off all the stuff that I've done, I need to talk about the parts that don't work. And holy shit, there are apparently a lot of parts that don't work that I didn't know about. So yeah, glitches relating to limbs that are attached to other limbs. So your foot being attached to your leg, obviously that doesn't work correctly when it gets dismembered. You shouldn't be able to heal limbs that are dismembered, and I'm pretty sure I wrote that code. Obviously that's just not working, but that is something I thought of. Something else that I haven't done is arms. Oh, something else that I have done, by the way, which I completely forgot about, goddamn. If we get Tim to cut off, so Tim is a falcon species. His species is falcon. He can fly. Switch into flying stance. Tim took off. Now he's flying. He can fly around. That's what Tim can do. Yeah. Anyway, um, if Tim is flying and he cuts off his own wing, he will collapse. He'll just fall to the ground. And if he tries to fly again, he can't fly. He just keeps collapsing if he has a cut off wing or a crippled wing, dismembered or crippled. He will just keep falling over. Alright, now I'm going to talk about the parts that I have yet to do, and hopefully I can get that done during this month of December. Probably won't get too much done though because it's holiday month and you know I'll be celebrating Christmas and New Year's, so I won't be working on it during that time. But the things that I do need to do is I need to get arms working. So he's got arms that should be holding his weapons, and if he cuts off his own arm, Tim had their right arm dismembered, he still has access to all of his weapons. And you know, it just doesn't do anything. Cutting off your arms doesn't do anything. Yeah, so I need to get that in the game. I need to make it so that when you cut off arms, the arms have weapons and the weapon gets dropped. Yeah, I still need to think about how to implement that into the game. I'm pretty sure I know what to do. It's just extremely hard and will require rewriting so much. It will require rewriting so goddamn much, bro. It's crazy. Um, but anyway, if I want to make the game the way I want to make the game, that is the way that it is going to have to be. Yip-ee. Anyway, so yeah, that is everything. That is what I did and what I want to do and what needs fixing, because holy shit, there is so much that needs fixing that I didn't know about. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with what I've done so far. Obviously, once I get it working, it'll be even better. So yeah, thank you to anyone who is watching, and I will see you next month, which will be 2026. It'll be next year. Goddamn, that's crazy. Yeah. All right. See ya.